Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a requested video, which thank you so much for the beautiful person who suggested this. She wanted me to do a video on my favorite eyeshadow brushes, drugstore specifically. Now, this is kind of a difficult video to do. It is and it isn't. Mainly because there are not a lot of drugstore brushes out there. Now, there is Real Techniques. I even saw that Maybelline had some brushes, but I mainly saw that they had face brushes, which I don't know. I have plenty of face brushes. I don't need any more. So yeah, Real Techniques. What's it called? Maybelline. Wet n Wild has some, and honestly, oh, and Eco Tools, which Eco Tools I'm not the biggest fan of. I have some of their brushes that I use from time to time, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. So my favorite brushes personally are Wet n Wild brushes. Face-wise is more so Real Techniques. I have a couple of the Wet n Wild face brushes, and one of my favorites is actually their, I think it's called a contour brush, the like angled blendy one. I also have the flat top one, but I don't really like this one all that much. It's not dense enough for me, and it flattens out too much, and then when it actually does flatten out, it kind of stays that way. It doesn't stay small. So face brushes, I would go with Real Techniques, and I'll try and do a video on that later. Eye brushes, hands down Wet n Wild. I actually had somebody ask me about this brush. This is my Sephora Rounded Crease 13 brush. I've had this for probably 5 or 6 years now. I had somebody specifically ask me about this in a previous video. You can't get this anymore. I did try and look for it when the person asked me, and I can't find it. It's not available anymore. But I did find a Wet n Wild version of it, and I actually have not been able to find this brush since I bought this one, and it kind of scares me. But this is the Wet n Wild. I think it's just crease brush. Excuse the dirtiness. It's supposed to look like that, like white and pink, but it is dirty. It is similar in shape. It's a lot fluffier, but it's very similar in shape. Same length, same like taperedness. It's just fluffier. And I actually like the fluffiness better because this is more targeted and it doesn't blend out the colors as much as I would want them to. So I definitely like this one better. This is an amazing crease brush, so definitely recommend this. If you're looking for something, this is just 99 cents. If you have a couple extra bucks to spend, I would definitely recommend the Real Techniques eye brushes. You can get them in sets. I have these 3 and one more, which I don't really use. It's the accent brush that's like teeny tiny. But the deluxe crease brush I actually use for all over my lid. Real Techniques domed shadow brush I just use for crease work and outer corner, and then I use my Real Techniques base shadow brush for outer corner. So I don't use these for their intended purposes, but that's what I like in those. So another Wet n Wild brush that I like is the large eyeshadow brush. This one is one of my favorites for crease work, I guess, because it's like that perfect shape that you can just put it in the crease and then just blend it out. I did buy another one of these yesterday so that I would have another one, because I have plenty of face brushes, but I don't have enough eye brushes. So the large eyeshadow brush is one of my favorites. So definitely recommend those. Also 99 cents. All of the brushes I'm going to show you that are Wet n Wild are 99 cents. So just run out to Walgreens and buy them. If you don't have Walgreens, you can probably find them online. I don't know if Walgreens delivers outside of the US. I don't know. Another favorite is the small eyeshadow brush. Also bought a backup of this one. It looks like this. It is very similar to the e.l.f. brush. This one's the e.l.f. The e.l.f. Professional eyeshadow brush. I have 2 of those. So these 2 are e.l.f. This one's Wet n Wild. They're all $1. So definitely. Well, actually, this one might be 3. I don't know why. It's the exact same brush. It's just a different color. So, definitely recommend the small shadow brush. The bristles are slightly slippery, kind of like plasticky. But they still do a really good job at picking up shadows, especially if you want to wet it and pick up the product. And since they are kind of slippery, they don't soak up the eyeshadow and they're easy to apply. And nobody ever talks about that. I have eyeshadow brushes that eat the product and don't apply it very well. So I like that one. This one also, I actually left this one behind somewhere when I went traveling a long time ago. But this is the large concealer brush, and I really like this one for eyeshadow. It's a little bit longer, but it's just really good for eyeshadow, and it's really good especially if you use like a smaller brush, maybe even the large eyeshadow brush to place it in, and it's not blending out enough. You can go in with this one and it'll blend it out. I don't like this one for concealer. It's too flimsy, and I don't like it for concealer, but I like that one. Also, the smoky liner brush that they have for $1 is really good. I'll show you examples of brushes that I have used that made me pick this one up. I have lots of them. If I ever want to go under my lash line or even smoke out some eyeshadow as eyeliner on my top lid. Hey, say hi. Say hello. He looks so happy. But yeah, so if I ever want to use a eyeliner or a shadow, like a dark brown shadow for eyeliner below or under my lid, I sometimes go in with like this Eco Tools brush or my Real Techniques accent brush, or sometimes even like this liner brush, or this e.l.f. Professional eyeliner brush, or this like Soho just like flat top brush right here, and even this Eco Tools. I think this is technically a lip brush, but I don't like the way that any of these apply. This one is okay, but this kind of smokes it out too much and brings it down too far for me. Also, these two right here are too thick for me. If I'm gonna have that line, I want to be able to just make it as small as possible without actually using eyeliner, because I don't really like using eyeliner. So, where'd it go? The smoky liner brush that I picked up, I do actually like this one, and this one, just like the concealer brush, I lost. So it looks like this, super short. It is very thin. It kind of blends in with my skin color, so I can't really show you how thin it is, but there. So I feel like this would be good for anybody that is like me. If I don't want to use eyeliner, I just want to like smudge some darker eyeshadow in place of eyeliner for like a less harsh look. Definitely recommend this one. And yeah, so that is my recommendations for where did that brush go? I lost it. Oh. My recommendations for drugstore eye brushes. If you guys have any questions, you can just put them in the comments and I will reply. And yeah, I also got this one, the bent liner brush. I've never used this one before, but I'm going to try it and I'll let you guys know sometime in the future how I feel about it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and film the face brushes that I really like and look forward to that video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions, put them in the comments. Subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.